Ika-24 ng Hulyo. Ako si Lorlyn Garcia Velarde, hatid sa inyo ang pinakamainit na balita sa bansa dito sa News Force.
Sa ulo ng mga balita, ugnayang Pilipinas at European Union mas pinalalim. Trump at Marcos nag-usap sa telepono upang talakayin ang ilang mahahalagang usapin. Vice President Sara Duterte nangunguna sa 2028 Presidential Survey. Hiling na hiwalay na caterer ng Office of the Vice President, tinutulan ni Senador Ping Lacson. Pagbisita sa bansa ni Chinese Foreign Minister Yi, inalmahan ng mga rallyista. Patas at pantay na balita, komprehensibong ulat para sa pulso ng masa. Ito ang News Force.
Sa ating pangunahing balita, inilahad ng palasyo na nagkausap sa pamamagitan ng telephone call si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at United States President Donald Trump nitong Miyerkules. Kasama sa kanilang napag-usapan ang global economic and security situation. Napag-usapan din ng China kung saan sinabi ni Trump na kanyang kakausapin si Chinese President Xi hinggil sa South China Sea. Matatandaan na kasama ito sa natalakay ni President Marcos at U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio nang bumisita ito sa Malacanang noong Martes. Samantala, sa isang press con, sinabi ni Rubio na nananatiling hamon ang usapin ng soberanya sa teritoryo at ang Amerika ay patuloy na pagtitibayin ang kasunduan sa mga kaalyansa at suporta sa kalayaan ng paglalayag at paggalang sa mga karapatang pang-teritoryo ng mga bansa sa rehiyon.
Well, look, I mean, they know where we feel about those issues. Obviously, we publicly expressed ourselves on the missile launch. It's a destabilizing event. And what's happened with the Philippines, you know, obviously we saw that too. The whole world saw it, and it's disturbing, you know. And these challenges and these claims of sovereignty over territory are a growing challenge. It's why we continue to reiterate our commitment to our treaty partners, but also our commitment to freedom of navigation and respect for territorial rights in the region. And it's one of the cornerstones of our engagement in the Indo-Pacific and especially via ASEAN. And I made that point in every forum that we've had here.
Samantala, mas pinalalim ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng Pilipinas at ng European Union matapos lagdaan ng dalawang panig ang enhanced partnership na inaasahang magpapalawak sa kooperasyon ng dalawa sa iba't ibang larangan. Ginanap na paglagda sa joint statement sa pagitan ng Department of Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro at European Union High Representative for Foreign Affairs Kaja Kallas, Biyernes sa sideline ng ASEAN Foreign Ministers Meeting sa Pasay City. Ayon kay Lazaro, ang kasunduan ay sumasalamin sa mas malalim na ugnayan ng Pilipinas at EU at sa iisang layunin na tugunan ang mga pandaigdigang hamon.
Our discussions today on regional and international developments, including ASEAN-EU relations, the war in Ukraine, support of the Philippines Arbitral Award, and other regional and global issues reflect the depth of our mutual interests and our shared commitment to addressing challenges and opportunities. I wish to express my deep appreciation for the unwavering support of all the 27 EU member states for the statement of the 10th anniversary of the Arbitral Award and the EU statement of deep concern regarding the incident that took place on 20 July near the Second Thomas Shoal, which resulted in the injury of a Philippine Navy serviceman. I also thank the EU for the adoption of the first ever assistance measure under the European Peace Facility for the Philippines worth 15 million euro, which will support the strengthening of the maritime domain awareness capabilities of the Armed Forces of the Philippines across the country's maritime zones. Ladies and gentlemen, these areas of cooperation and heightened engagement are just some of the elements that cement the growing partnership with the Philippines and the European Union and signal that the time is ripe for the elevation of our relations. As such, I am pleased to have signed with Vice President Kallas the joint statement on the enhanced partnership with the Philippines and the European Union, a testimony to our shared intention and commitment to build a stronger, more enhanced, and forward-looking partnership.
Ayon naman kay Kallas, magkakaroon ng mas madalas na high-level dialogue, mas malapit na koordinasyon sa usaping panlabas maging sa seguridad at mas matatag na pagtutulungan sa trade, climate action, digital transformation at connectivity.
This makes it all the more important that we work together in support of the international law and the UN Charter. The relationship between the European Union and the Philippines is also on a positive trajectory. Today, we agreed to upgrade our ties by launching the enhanced partnership. And this will just not be a new label. It means more regular, high-level dialogues, closer coordination on foreign and security policy, on stronger cooperation across areas that matter to our citizens, from trade to climate, digital and connectivity. On security and defense, we have already come a long way over the last year. Yesterday, I met Secretary Teodoro to discuss the first ever European Peace Facility assistance measure for the Philippine Armed Forces worth 15 million euros. This support will strengthen your country's maritime capabilities through non-lethal surveillance and monitoring equipment. This is the first ever European Peace Facility support to be implemented in the Indo-Pacific, and a clear demonstration that Europe is stepping up as a security partner in the region. Our economic ties are also moving forward. The European Union is already the Philippines' fourth largest trading partner, with nearly 17 billion euro in annual trade in goods. There has also been good progress made in negotiations of our free trade agreements. We are now entering the final stretch, and I encourage flexibility to resolve the remaining market access issues. Once finalized, this agreement will create more opportunities for businesses, strengthen supply chains, and benefit citizens both in Philippines but also in the European Union.
Sa ating ulat panahon, nagbabala ang pag-asa na magdadala ang Tropical Depression Quiapo at Southwest Monsoon o habagat ng malalakas na pag-ulan sa ilang bahagi ng bansa hanggang bukas ng tanghali. Inaasahang makakaranas ng ulan ang Batanes, Cagayan, Apayao at Ilocos Norte, habang bahagyang pag-ulan sa Isabela, Kalinga, Abra, Benguet, Ilocos Sur at La Union. Dahil naman sa habagat, makakaranas ng katamtaman hanggang malakas na ulan ang Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, Antique, Iloilo, Guimaras at Negros Occidental. Paalala rin ng ahensya na bantayan ang mga heavy rainfall warning at iba pang weather advisories para sa mas agarang impormasyon sa kanilang lugar. Susunod sa News Force. VP Sara nangunguna sa 2028 Presidential Survey. Hiling na hiwalay na caterer ng OVP tinutulan ni Senator Lacson. Pagbisita ng Chinese Foreign Minister Yi, inalmahan ng mga rallyista. Manatiling nakatutok para sa higit pang mga balita sa pagbabalik ng News Force.